Hey there YouTube, Sean from Orange Garage. Today I'm working on my, I guess it would be my great-grandfather's anvil. So, when I got it, it was in pretty rough shape. I'll kind of flip to a couple before and after photos here for you, just for fun. So I have already kind of touched up the top here, welded it up, ground it out. But what I didn't do is build up the horn. I didn't realize at the time that it was going to be a problem. So now that I've started kind of forging on it a little bit, started making some bottle openers, and found that my the largest punch that fits through the square hole here is too big to get on the end of the horn. So I'm going to kind of build this up some, kind of bring that taper back and get it back so that I can use it for round out holes after I've run drift through them. So anyway, yeah, fun and games. So I start with a little bit of grinding. So we're just going to clean this tip up, get rid of any rust, any kind of holes, just kind of prep it for welding. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so we're mostly set up. We're going to start preheating. So I got my Tiger torch. I've got some temp sticks, so 350, 400, 450. So we're going to try to keep it around 400 Fahrenheit while we preheat, and that's just to make sure we sweat it out so we don't get any porosity or cracks. So then we're going to weld it out. Might do a little bit of grinding, we'll see, and then we're going to wrap it up and let it cool as slow as we can. So for a rod today, so I've got some some Hobart Chrome Mang 1/8. So this is it's a nickel or chrome manganese rod. It's really ductile. It's really good for bonding dissimilar metals. So basically the procedure I'm following is one out of the Anvil magazine. So I'll make sure to post that. It's pretty easy to find online too if you Google it. Anyway, let's get going. So I'm done the bulk of the welding, did some of the grinding. As you can see, I've kind of added, I don't know, maybe about a ½ inch to the end of this horn, but I can at least now get my, my bottle openers on here. Still got a little bit of grinding to do. I did a bunch of it just to make sure I had enough weld on there in the right shape. Touched up the top a little bit. It's still not perfect. There's I ended up with a little bit of porosity from when welding, and I'm pretty sure that's just imperfections in the base metal, the cast steel. So anyway, we seem to have dropped a little bit. We're not quite 400 degrees anymore, so I'm going to heat her back up, and we'll wrap it up in some blankets here, and we'll put it to bed. Well, we got her all wrapped up. I'm going to let it cool, probably for at least a good day, maybe two. Got it all kind of insulated, so it'll slow cool, and hopefully it won't crack on us. Okay, well, it's been about 36 hours. The anvil's still a little bit warm, but it's kind of lukewarm now, so it's an okay time to unwrap. And let's hope we don't see any cracks. All right, so we got it all unwrapped. Pretty happy with how it turned out. There's a couple imperfections, but maybe a little bit undercut here, but I don't see any cracking, so that's good. Still a couple areas where I probably should have spent a little bit more time on the anvil face here, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. A couple interesting things here. So you can see I got this nice straw yellow oxide color, so that corresponds to that 400, 450 Fahrenheit that I heated it up to. But the other interesting thing is everywhere where I welded with the Hobart Chrome Mang rod, it didn't oxidize, so it's still this nice silver steel color. It's kind of interesting. Probably has to do with the added amount of chromium, and I believe there's some nickel in that rod as well that make it more corrosion resistant. You can see the horn. You can see exactly where I kind of bonded it. So I added on about, I'll call it about 3/4 of an inch here just to kind of bring it back to that point. Pretty happy with that. Filled a couple holes up here that I wanted to kind of take care of. Certainly serviceable again, ready to go back to work. What else can I tell you? Well, maybe kind of go recap the procedure. So preheat 400 Fahrenheit. Kind of keep it between 400 and 450 while you're welding. I think I used about 40 pounds of propane to get it up to temperature. I mean, it's 140 pounds of steel. Takes a lot of energy to get it up to temperature. Sort of welded out and then grounded. Used kind of a combination of just a regular grinding disc. Used a cupstone on the top and a little bit on the horn too, just to kind of keep that plane and give you a nice flat surface. And then polish it out with a flat wheel. So went with a 120 grit. You could take it further. You could take some Scotch-Brite or some sandpaper to it and really polish it up if you wanted to. I'm probably not going to, because I'm just going to get on it with a hammer and some hot steel anyway. Yeah, so and then wrapped it. In my case, I used a refractory blanket, but wrapped it up and cool it as slowly as you can, and that just is to prevent cracking from kind of dissimilar temperatures or temperature gradient in the steel. Because if you don't do that, your horn and kind of the ends will cool faster, and then you run the risk of a crack developing. Yeah, so in my case, it took about 36 hours to cool it after I wrapped it all up, and it's still warm to the touch, but it's I only sold my hand on it now. Yesterday evening, after 24 hours, I couldn't even hold my hand to it still. So yeah, that's it. I'm pretty happy with it. Definitely a lot of improvement over what I had. So.